Hey guys, it's Rob here and welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to talk about some of the latest Nintendo Switch 2 stuff that's been happening recently. Some things popped up that is pretty interesting. satyfe, an accessory manufacturer, may have leaked the Nintendo Switch 2, and there's also some things happening with the Nintendo Switch OS that mentions the Switch 2. We also do have a bit of news about the development of Metroid Prime 3 as well, a retro studio employee leaving, and potentially Donkey Kong coming back in a very big way. And I also do have an update for you guys on that Demon Slayer game because some more information on that has come out as well. If you guys want to be kept up on all the Nintendo Switch news and some Sony and Xbox news when something interesting happens, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and also have that notification bell on. With that being said, let's talk about the Nintendo Switch 2. So the Nintendo Switch 2 is very fun to talk about in my personal opinion. A lot of cool things are happening with it. Whether it be rumors, whether it be leaks, whether it be Nintendo confirming that they're going to be showing the Nintendo Switch 2 by March. Overall, I do enjoy talking about the Nintendo Switch 2, and some pretty interesting things have happened with a satyfe accessory manufacturer gaming trailer for their latest grip for the Nintendo Switch 2. So if you guys haven't seen this yet, it should be on your screen right now. satyfe has a trailer and they accidentally put the Nintendo Switch 2 in there, potentially anyways. There are some problems I do have with this, so I'll talk about that after we go over the core information. This is what TechRadar.com has to say about it. The design for the Nintendo Switch 2 has seemingly leaked via a third-party accessory company. Rumors surrounding the Nintendo Switch successor have been ramping up over the past couple months, from leaked specs to alleged 3D renders. We may now have received our first look at the handheld ahead of its supposed 2025 release, and a now deleted trailer from third-party accessory manufacturer satyfe showcasing its new Zen Grip 2, its latest attachment for the next Nintendo Switch console. Someone was able to spot a glimpse of the Switch 2. X/Twitter DP19 shared a screenshot in a recent post that seems to have captured the first look at the handheld. The image is quite blurry, but it does appear to show a Switch-like console attached to the Zen Grip 2. Now, there are a couple things I do have to say about this. One, I think we have to keep in mind that that could just not be the Nintendo Switch 2. That could be something maybe they 3D printed, maybe even based off of those CAD images that leaked out early, which for those, we don't even know if that's the Nintendo Switch 2 at all either. That's not confirmed. We haven't seen the actual console. So I think it's important to keep that in mind. That could just not be the Nintendo Switch 2. Now, on the flip side, you do have to say, well, then why would they delete the trailer, right? There's no point in deleting the trailer if that's not the Nintendo Switch 2. And that's something that I would probably say as well. I'm kind of on both sides. I'm kind of on the fence, essentially. Because why would you delete the trailer if there's nothing that you weren't supposed to show within that trailer, right? I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think this blurred out image is the Nintendo Switch 2, or do you think it's maybe just something they mocked up for the actual grips for the Zen Grip 2? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And keeping up with the Nintendo Switch 2 stuff, some pretty interesting things are happening with the Nintendo Switch OS. So over on Twitter, NecroPhilip has found some pretty interesting things, and Central Leaks retweeted the tweet with the information, and he said this: Nintendo has updated the intellectual property warning in the Switch OS to mention Nintendo Switch 2 game cards. So that's pretty interesting in it of itself. When you factor in the satisfied trailer, I'm starting to really wonder if that Nintendo Switch 2 reveal is going to be happening very soon. Let's say January or February, because there are a couple things that point to that happening very soon, other than just the fact that it's supposed to happen soon, because Nintendo did say they were going to do it by March. But the big question that a lot of people are wondering is this going to be January? Is it going to be February? Is it going to be March? And I do have to say, we usually do get a February Nintendo Direct, so maybe Nintendo is going to be showing the Nintendo Switch 2 at the February Nintendo Direct. Now, if you guys haven't watched that past video that I did, I think it was like 2 days ago, according to Nate the Hate, there's going to be another Nintendo Switch 2 reveal event. And I'm assuming that's when we're going to get all of those games. So having that information out as well. And then there's also that rumor that there's production for the Nintendo Switch 2, and a lot of that is ramping up. It really does feel like, in my personal opinion, that Nintendo Switch 2 is going to happen very soon. I don't think it's going to happen in December. Again, the holiday seasons, I think Nintendo wants to focus on that. And even if they don't, I think they're fine with not doing it yet. I feel like doing it in the beginning of the new year. 2025 is probably going to be great if there is going to be a second event, that is. We don't know if that's going to be true or not. Nate the Hate could be wrong on that, and we could just get one big event for the Nintendo Switch 2 reveal, and that's it. But yeah, very interesting stuff in the past just like week or two. Now, if you care about The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker, click the top right corner of this video and you'll be brought to a video that talks about some pretty interesting information found about Wind Waker HD coming to the Nintendo Switch. And if not, let's move on to the next topic. So the next topic I want to talk about is the Donkey Kong information, or I don't want to say information, but some signs that we might be getting a new Donkey Kong game in the next couple years, however long development on that would take. And it's actually pretty interesting. The person who wants to make it is an original developer of Donkey Kong. To be more specific, the original Donkey Kong Country dev. Apparently he wants to work on another Donkey Kong Country game. Video Game Chronicles was able to travel to Osaka, Japan and visit the new area of Super Nintendo World recently, and they even published a review of it. There includes some reactions from people who developed the original Donkey Kong Country. One of them is Stephen Males, I probably said your name wrong, I apologize if I did, who helped create many characters including Dixie Kong and Rambi. Miles said that it's been 30 years since I worked on Donkey Kong Country. Seeing the characters we created at Rare presented like this gives such love after all this time. It's quite surreal. Even though we borrowed the DK IP from Nintendo and much of the park is themed after the latest Donkey Kong Country games from Retro, the strong theme we created in Donkey Kong Country remains. That's a part of TY, I don't know why I said it like that, TY Cross, that will forever be in Osaka, I guess. And yes, I would very much like to work on another Donkey Kong Country game. Now, of course, this isn't too big. I'm sure like a lot of developers do want to work on games that they worked in the past. But one thing that I've seen time and time again is when these little things start popping up, like the survey for Mario and Luigi. I don't know if you guys caught this before we even knew about this game existing, but Nintendo did send out a survey that asked if people were interested in Mario and Luigi, and now we have Mario and Luigi Brothership. So it's pretty exciting if we do end up getting another Donkey Kong Country game. But what about you guys? Do you guys want a Donkey Kong Country game? Let me know in the comment section below. I mean, other than the HD version that we're getting, of course, but that's a 3DS game. Moving on to the next topic, we do have some Metroid information. Not Metroid Prime 4, but something that's happening with a developer from the Metroid Prime 3 corruption. So if you guys haven't seen this yet, one of them actually left, and it was because of the micromanagement that Nintendo does with their games. This was the quote: "I have never liked working with publishers or anything, but this is a whole nother level of micromanagement. Like, no way, in my opinion, if you're not directly working on the game, go away. You can give feedback and guidance, but I don't think you should be telling devs what to do. You don't have all the proper context or framing to actually be giving these critiques, and I think it's completely not how things should be made." Not to say that Metroid didn't turn out great, but it didn't turn out great because some shoulder pad was shifted slightly higher. I think that's kind of an unhealthy relationship. Now, according to Nintendo Life, none of these critiques were directly aimed at his specific work of the game's world art. He recalls that the character art teams would consistently be asked to make a minute changes, resulting in what he described as an unhealthy relationship between Nintendo and Retro. And in the article, they also have this, which I find really, really weird. It said, in the interview, I don't know how to say his last name, described the setup as not my style, with Nintendo employees flying in from Japan to request changes to the smallest details of production. I get wanting to have your game as perfect as possible, but flying in from Japan? Why can't they just say that over the phone or something, right? Does that make any sense? That's really weird. But anyways, the main topic is micromanagement of games and development. In my personal opinion, I think if you micromanage too much, it can actually affect the game. Which, yeah, no duh, I mean, that you guys know what I mean. I mean, it could affect the relationship between you and the developer, and I'm assuming anyways, it could cause the environment, not the environment, but the stress from it affecting how developers are working on this game and how good they can do. They can't focus on the game, right? If that makes sense. So in that aspect, when a developer is trying to make a game, they just want to focus on the game, and having someone over your shoulder constantly looking at everything you do and micromanaging you can be pretty annoying, I would say. I could see how that could be frustrating. But yeah, because of this, he apparently left. So I don't know if he was working on Metroid Prime 4 at all. It just says he did work on Metroid Prime 3. So pretty interesting. And that's all I have for you guys today. Make sure you guys tell me your thoughts in the comment section below, especially when it comes to the Nintendo Switch 2 stuff. There's always something interesting to talk about, it seems. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.